throat. You can tilt your chin down towards your chest. This should help you give that Ujjayi breath on your inhales, rather than just on your exhales. Then start to roll the shoulders forward, loosening up here. And then roll the shoulders back. Maybe draw half circles across the chest with your chin, pausing at any points that you feel tension to start to relax through the upper body. Eventually reaching the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, extending through the spine. Bringing your hands close to your knees. Start to come into a seated cat-cow. Inhaling as you draw the shoulder blades together and down the back. Gaze up. Exhale. As you draw the chin into the chest, round through the shoulders. Continuing to use your breath to arch and round through the spine. Taking any additional movements that feel good to you here. Taking one more round wherever you're at. And meeting back in a neutral spine. We take 2 cleansing cycles of breath. A nice full inhale through the nose. Audible exhale through the mouth. One more nice full inhale. Fill up the belly, fill up the lungs. Exhale, let it go. Moving back into that Ujjayi breath. Back to that intention. Remove your prop out from underneath you as you release down onto your back. Legs coming out nice and long. Just pausing here, feeling your Ujjayi breath. And take your right knee in towards your chest, giving it a squeeze here, and then taking it up and around the rib cage, coming into half of it and removing pose. Left sit bone stays engaged with the ground. Left leg is nice and long. Feeling a compression on the hip flexor. Two more rounds of breath here. Take a bend into your left leg, planting the foot into the ground. Bring your right ankle on top of the left thigh, figure 4, flexing through the feet. Maybe this is enough for you, keeping the left foot on the earth, but if not, feel free to lift the left leg up, maybe interlace the hands behind the back of the thigh. As you continue to press that right knee away from the body. Keeping your legs in your figure 4 position. Draw your legs over to the left side so the bottom of the right foot meets the earth, right knee pointed up towards the sky. A minor supine twist here, but you should feel a stretch in the outer right hip, glute, thigh. Three more cycles of breath here. Draw your legs back in through center. If you reach your right leg out nice and long, come into half wind removing pose on the opposite side, left knee towards your armpit, lengthening out through the right leg. Pulling your knee in only so much that you feel that compression, but no pain. And take a bend into the right foot, plant the sole of the foot. Left ankle on top of the right thigh. Coming into that figure four stretch. Flexing through the feet. When you feel ready, releasing over to the right side. Left knee pointed up towards the ceiling. Keeping your legs exactly as they are. Maybe gazing over the left shoulder. Draw your knees back in through center. Both come into the chest. Start to rock and roll the length of the spine until you eventually rise up to your tabletop position. Knees directly underneath the hips, wrists directly underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingertips out nice and wide. Starfish hands. As we come into our cat-cow. Inhaling as you drop the belly towards the mat, gaze up. Exhaling as you round through the spine, chin to chest. Taking 3 more rounds here at your own pace. Again, taking any movements that feel right for you. You start to warm up the spine even further. Nice, full, long Ujjayi breaths here. No need to rush this movement in any way. Then eventually meeting back in that neutral spine. Tuck the toes under if they aren't already. As you rise up to a forward fold. Toes come towards the wrists. Reach for opposite elbows, ragdoll pose. Sway side to side. Taking a generous bend into the knees as you lengthen out through the spine. Release your grip on your elbows. Inhale halfway to lift flat spine. Fingertips to the earth or to the shins. To draw the shoulder blades down the back, gaze forward. On your next breath out, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Samasthiti. Pause here for 2 cycles of breath. On your next breath in, sweep the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers, steeple mudra grip. Releasing the index fingers. Biceps behind the ears. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, reach up and over to the right. Hips going away from the fingertips, gazing up. Staying square through the torso and the hips. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, opposite side. Drawing that right shoulder back. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, Samastitihi. Coming into a supported back bend. Feet hips width distance apart. Bring the hands to the top of the glutes. Elbows nice and close together. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Lift the crown of the head up. Exhale, start to bend back, engaging through the glutes and the core as you press your hips forward and your shoulders drop back. If you feel crunching in the low back, you've gone too far. Lift slightly back up. Taking 2 more cycles of breath here. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half widow lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to high plank. Release the knees down to the earth, followed by the chin. Sit bones stay up. And then release the entire upper body to your mat. Press the tops of the feet into the ground, hands to the base of the ribs. Inhale, lift up, low cobra, pelvis and feet engaged with the ground. Exhale, release the left cheek. Inhale, low cobra, lift up, shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, release, right cheek. Inhale, press through tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Our first down dog of the practice, likely even the day. Take a few moments here to warm up your down dog. Maybe pedaling out the feet. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Rotating your weight. Whatever feels good for you. And then eventually coming to stillness in your down dog. Heels reaching down towards the earth. Bend into the knees if you have tightness in the hamstrings or low back. Pressing into the hands, drawing the torso towards the top of the thighs. Coming into that inverted V shape. And your next breath in, right leg rises, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend into the knees, stack the hips on top of each other, shoulders pointed down towards your mat. Take any movements that feel good to you here, maybe rolling the hip out, the ankle. And then switching directions. Inhale, re-extend, 3-legged dog. Exhale, sweep it through, lower the back knee down. Inhale, rise up. Anjaneyasana. Drawing your right hip back, left hip forward. See if you can scoot your left leg back a little further. Getting into the psoas muscle of that left thigh. And gradually getting into the hips. Two more full rounds of breath here. Keeping your right arm lifted, release just the left palm to the ground, taking a twist towards the knee. If you'd like some added strength here, you can always lift that back knee off the mat. Bringing this more into a workout, less of a stretch. Continuing to draw the right hip back, scissoring the legs together to reach up nice and tall through the right fingertips. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, plant the right palm on the outside of the foot. Inhale, straighten through the right leg. Exhale, fold forward into your half splits. You can always bring your hands to your support on either side. That feels good to you. Continuing to scissor the legs together. As you draw that right hip back, make sure you're not dumping all of your weight onto the left side. Stay square through the hips as you try to bring your torso closer to the top of the thigh. One more full cycle of breath here. Reaffirm that right foot back into the ground. Step your right foot back to meet your left. High plank pose. And release down onto the knees. Release the chin. Followed by the entire body. Bring the fingertips just outside of your mat. Tenting them together, elbows in the same line as the shoulder. Tops of the feet pressed into the mat. On your next breath in, rise up, tented cobra, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, release to one cheek. Inhale, lift up, tented cobra once more. Exhale, opposite cheek. Inhale, press up through tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips up and back. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg rises. Exhale, bend into the knees, step the hips. Left shoulder pointed down towards the ground. Squaring the torso here. So you take any movements that feel good to you on that lifted leg. And then switching directions. Inhale, re-extend, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweep it through, back knee lowers. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Scooting that right leg back. Back toes can be curled under or pressing into your mat, whatever feels good on your knee. Draw the shoulder blades down the back as you lift the fingertips a little higher. Chin parallel with the earth. Keeping the left arm pointed up towards the sky, release the right hand, take a twist open towards that left side. Again, always an option to lift that back knee off your mat. Two more cycles of breath here. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, plant the palm outside the foot. Inhale, straighten through the front leg. Exhale, fold forward into your half splits. Taking a micro bend into that left knee. If this feels a little too intense on the hamstring. than trying to make your nose meet your shin, you want to make your torso, your belly, touch the top of your thigh. You can roll the shoulder blades down the back, lengthening through the spine as much as possible. Reaffirm through the left foot, bend into the knee. Step the left foot back to meet the right. High plank pose. Release the knee, then the chin. Eventually the whole upper body releases down to the earth. You can continue working into your low cobras, or if you feel a little bit more open, reach for the outside of both feet. Drawing the knees nice and close together. Exhale all the breath out. And on your inhale, rise up, kicking the feet into the hands, opening up through the shoulders, continuing to draw the knees nice and close together as you lift up here. Exhale, release to one cheek. Windshield wiper the legs here. And then preparing to come into bow pose once more. Draw the knees nice and close together, bend. As you reach for the outside of each foot. Audible exhale, all breath out. And inhale, rise up. See if you can lift a little bit higher. Thighs coming off the mat. On your next breath out, release opposite cheek. Legs out nice and long. Hands by the sides, palms face up. When you're ready, press into the palms, come through tabletop. Then downward facing dog, hips up and back. Taking 3 rounds of breath here in our down dog. Coming back to that Ujjayi breath. Inhale, 3-legged dog with the right leg up. Exhale, sweep it through, place it on the outside of the right hand. Coming into lizard's pose, runner's lunge. Option to keep that back knee lifted or lower it down to the earth. Option to come down onto the elbows, maybe bringing your support if both forearms can't meet the earth. Keeping the right knee nice and close to the shoulder. Maybe lengthening those left toes back. Holding here for 5 full, rich cycles of breath. Rising back up onto the palms if you're not there already. Curl the back toes under. Rotate your back toes to be in a warrior 2 position. Pinky edge side parallel with the short edge of the mat. You're going to keep your fingertips engaged to the ground and then start to walk them towards center, away from the hips, towards the top left corner of your mat. Opening up through the front hip. Nice deep bend here. You can always bring your hands to your support if you're having trouble meeting the earth. See if you can reach your fingertips a little further away from the hips, pushing your hips back and away from you. Walk your hands towards center. Rotate your right toes to follow, coming into Prasarita. Inhale, halfway to lift, flat spine. Exhale, fold forward, reaching for the outsides of the feet or wrapping your peace sign fingers around your big toes. Weight more into the ball mount of the feet as you continue to send your hips back, much like in your Warrior Two variation. With each exhale, folding a little bit deeper, eventually the crown of the head meets the earth. Bring the fingertips back underneath the shoulders. Rotate the left toes to come into that Warrior Two stance. Bend into the left knee, toes pointed towards the back of your mat. Start to walk your hands away from your hips. To feel a nice deep stretch in the outer left glute, thigh, hip. Release any tension you're holding on into the shoulders. Nice full Ujjayi breaths here. And walk your hands towards your left foot on the inside of the left foot. Rotate the right toes to point the same direction, coming into your lizard pose. Same variation as the other side. So if you came down onto the knee, the forearms. Three more cycles of breath here. Notice if you've started to let any outside thoughts start to creep into the mind. Acknowledge them and let them go as you focus yourself on your mat and your time here. Rise back up onto the palms if you're not there already. Fingertips on the inside of the left foot. Bring the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Malasana, yogi squat. Toes pointed out as your sit bones come down towards the earth. Always an option to sit on the block. Bring the hands to heart center. As you lengthen through the spine here, make sure you're not rounding forward. Nice and tall, crown of the head reaching up towards your ceiling. Release the right palm down to the earth, just outside the toes. Left arm reaches up towards the sky, taking a bit of a twist. Making sure that your left knee is still coming towards the outside, opening up here, rather than collapsing towards the midline. Switching side, left fingertips to the earth. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Continuing to draw those knees apart from each other. Two more cycles of breath here. Meeting back in center. Palms come together to touch. Close the eyes here. As you come back to your intention for 3 cycles of breath. Release your fingertips down to the earth, coming to tabletop position. Knees coming directly underneath the hips. Take 2 rounds of cat-cow here, using your breath as your guide. Slide your right knee in front of your left, setting yourself up for cow face pose. Release the sit bones on the inside of that left heel. Knees stacked on top of each other, bringing your heels as close as you can to your sit bones. Lengthen up nice and tall. So option to come into full cow face pose. Bringing the right arm up overhead, bending into the elbow as the left hand reaches down from below. If your hands don't quite meet, you can just come into a tricep stretch here. Bending into that right elbow, bringing your left hand to your elbow and lengthening through the upper right arm. Pressing the back of the head into the arm. We haven't opened up too much through the shoulders today, so take the variation that's possible for you while continuing your nice full Ujjayi breath. So if you lose control over your breath because you're in too intense of a stretch, you've lost the purpose of our practice today, so come into a less intense variation. Make sure your sit bones are still fully engaged with the ground. Your heels might start to come away from the body. Your right knee might start to lift off. That's perfectly fine. As you let go of control over your muscles, they might shift. Two more cycles of breath here. Release whatever upper body stretch you have. Take a little bit of movement into the shoulders. We roll them out. Then release the fingertips over to the left side of the body. Rotate, switching around to cow face pose. Left knee on top. Positioning yourself here, you might notice a difference between the two sides. Maybe your knees aren't as aligned or your heels are reaching away from your sit bones. It's perfectly fine. We're not symmetrical. And then reach that left arm up overhead, bend into the elbow. Coming into full cow face pose. Or just taking the right hand and gently drawing the elbow down towards the earth. Continuing to press the back of the head into the forearm. Staying long through the spine. Taking 5 more rounds of breath here. See if you can relax a little bit more. Maybe wiggle the toes, the fingertips. And then come back to stillness. Release your arm stretch here. Take any movements that feel good to you. And then press the palms into the earth. Release your left knee out, arm on top of your right. Curl the toes under here as you rise the torso up. Knee to the crown of the head in one straight line. We're going to come into a back bend here. If camel is within your practice, feel free to go into it. You can take your blocks behind your feet or your support. If you feel like you're open enough to reach those fingertips down. From here, we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up overhead to lengthen through the spine. And then the least intense variation is to bring the hands to the top of the glutes once again. Elbows come nice and close together, keeping the spine elongated. Start to press the hips forward as the body draws back. So you don't want your glutes and your hips coming back with you. One nice straight line from your knees to your hips as you open up through the back. If you're feeling more open, you can reach back for your support. As long as your hips don't start to draw back towards your heels. You can drop the head back if that feels okay on the neck, but if this causes you any tension in the top of the spine, go ahead and gaze forward. Continuing to draw those thighs towards each other, glutes engaged, belly engaged. Three more cycles of breath here. Rise back up out of your back bend. Setting your props off to the side. Tops of the feet press into the earth. Come into embryo pose. Folding the torso on top of the legs. Hands reach behind you, palms face up. Coming back to your Ujjayi breath here if you've lost it. You can rock the forehead side to side. When you feel ready, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Head comes up last. As we prepare to get into frog pose, you might want to rotate so you're facing the side of your mat. Especially if you have any knee sensitivity. You can grab those pillows, place them underneath the knees, or just make sure you're on a soft enough surface. Coming into a tabletop position, start to walk the knees away from each other. Inner thighs coming down towards the earth. Flexing the feet, keeping the ankle and knee in one line, 90-degree angle. And maybe you stay up onto the palms today. Maybe you come down onto the forearms. Whatever feels right for you. You should feel a nice deep inner thigh stretch and into the hips, but if you're feeling any pain here, go ahead and lift up. Taking a less intense variation. It's only you at home with yourself, so it really doesn't matter what you look like here. You can always take your support system and release your forehead to it, so you're not holding up your head, not putting extra pressure into your shoulders, letting your body fully relax here. And maybe as time goes on, you start to sink a little deeper as you start to open up here. Taking those little micro movements to get deeper into your stretch and then coming to stillness. Holding our frog pose for 10 more cycles of breath. Let's come into some cleansing breaths, let go of anything we're still holding on to. Nice full inhale through the nose. Audible exhale through the mouth. Once more, nice full inhale. Take one more sip of air. Exhale, let it all go. Feeling your body release a little bit more into the earth as gravity takes over. Releasing out of your frog pose, start to press yourself back up towards that tabletop position. Knees drawing closer together. Coming into embryo pose once more. So maybe rotating yourself. The proper orientation on your mat. And then settling in here. Two more full, rich cycles of breath. Press back up into a tabletop position. Reach your right leg back behind you, nice and long here. Hips pointed down towards the earth. See if you can lift those right toes up a little higher. And sweep it through. Set yourself up for your half pigeon pose. Shin parallel with the short edge of the mat. Or heel coming in a little bit closer to the hip. Stay up nice and tall on the fingertips. Drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Giving yourself a little bit of a mini back bend. Option to stay upright here. If you'd like to go down into your sleeping pigeon, feel free lowering that torso down towards the earth. Doing what feels right for your body. Rising back up to an upright pigeon. If you brought the torso down, reaffirming the palms into the mat. Send the right foot back nice and long here. And then come into hip circles here. Going in one direction and then the other. Releasing the right knee back down by the left. Lengthen the left leg back behind you, toes pointed. Hips down. You lift the left leg a little higher. And come through into your half pigeon, opposite side. Starting out high on the fingertips. Coming into that mini back bend as your sit bones come down towards the earth. And releasing down if you did so on the other side. Staying even through the two sides. Five more cycles of breath in your pigeon variation. And rising the torso back up. If it's not there already, reaffirm the palms into the earth. Draw that left leg back nice and long. And then come into those hip circles. Of course, switching directions. Release the left knee down. Come down to your sit bones. Moving yourself to the middle of your mat. Make your way onto your back in your own way, your own time. And then take a bend into the knees, planting the soles of the feet into your mat, heels close enough for the fingertips to touch. Lift the hips up for bridge pose. And if you have a support that feels comfortable underneath the sacrum, feel free to come into supported bridge pose. sending the hips up towards the sky. Two more cycles of breath here. Release your support out from underneath you. Hips release. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Come into happy baby. Flexing the feet towards the sky. Reaching for the outside edges. Pinky edge side of the feet. Tailbone engaged with the ground. As you press your low back into your mat, you can rock side to side. From here, bring the soles of the feet together to touch. Coming into our supine butterfly pose, release the feet to the ground, pinky edge side. Bringing the heels as close or as far away from the sit bones as feels good to you. Bring your left hand to your belly, your right hand to your heart. As you start to notice your breath once again, with each inhale, feel the front of the body rise as your hands lift up. Feel the hands fall as you exhale. Back the body sinks deeper into your mat. Taking nice, full, deep breaths from the chest all the way down to the belly. And exhaling the opposite way. Belly falls and chest. Closing the eyes here if they're not already. Option to stay here in butterfly for your Shavasana. Or come into your traditional pose, legs out nice and long, arms by the side. Feel free to stay here on your mat as long as feels good for you. Taking a little more time for yourself, for your body. I'd like to thank you for joining me today, letting me guide you through this flow. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday and you feel a little more relaxed. The light in me honors, sees, and reflects the light within each of you. Namaste.